There are many theories and rumours about some of the weapons and secret tech that the United States were working with, particularly after the unrestricted CIA activity and subsequent Watergate scandal that placed a lot more scrutiny on these activities. The public became aware and more conscious of what their government was doing, and more so the activity of its secret intelligence agency. And you can bet your bottom dollar that some of the stuff they were working on was absolutely ridiculously insane. One example was when they randomly came out one day and said that they'd invented a heart attack gun. What the hell is a heart attack gun? That sounds terrifying. And yes, it is everything that you expect it is. Terrifying. This is Brainspill, my name is Tank, and today we're talking about the time that the CIA made a heart attack ray gun. And this is something which you might think is more fiction than reality, but the truth is, well, we think we know the answer. Maybe. So, why did this happen? Did they do it willingly for some strange unknown reason? Or were their hands forced to reveal some of their most darkest secrets of all? Before we jump in, if you like the video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to never miss an upload. This story somewhat strangely starts with an 18-year-old high school graduate called Mary Embry. She had started working for the CIA and was a secretary in the division tasked with creating hidden microphones and other audio surveillance equipment. Basically, if you have anything you can fit a microphone in, if it came from the CIA, it most likely had a microphone or some other audio surveillance equipment inside. Naturally. And she did a good job. She was promoted over time to the Office of Technical Services in the CIA. Soon after, she was moved to something perhaps a little bit more sinister than maybe what she was doing before. She was tasked with finding an undetectable poison that seems like quite a different role from what she started out as a secretary. However, a secretary's job role in the CIA might be a little bit different to what you might normally expect. However, I wouldn't expect chemical warfare to be on there, but apparently it is. Either that, or her coffee making was so bad that they thought she'd already mastered the art in the office, and, well, that's just a theory. Her research led her to conclude that the best option for this was shellfish toxins, and they were considered the ideal choice. However, unbeknownst to her, Embry had been made part of Project MK Naomi, a highly secretive program dedicated to creating biological weapons for the United States Cold War arsenal and successor to the far more infamous Project MK Ultra. For those of you that don't know about the MK Ultra project, this has become widely known given its secretive and illegal human experimentation program that the Secret Service developed for many years, where they honed their interrogation and brainwashing techniques. So this was kind of the follow-up, the electric boogaloo of MK Ultra. However, being the second iteration and having the nice name of MK Naomi, you'd think that maybe this was a little bit more watered down, a little bit more safe. But you'd be dead wrong, based on the fact that they were developing a bloody heart attack gun. I mean, this is scary stuff. Embry discovered during her research that shellfish toxins were the ideal choice for achieving this, which led straight to, well, we're getting there, to the heart attack gun very shortly. We now pivot from the 18-year-old high school graduate to the Cuban revolutionary leader at the time, Fidel Castro. And for those of you that have seen my episode about the ridiculous amount of times that the United States tried to kill this man, it is believed that the development of such a weapon was primarily intended to kill Castro. Which makes complete sense given how desperate they were for this guy to get killed. Work began in a laboratory in Fort Detrick, an army base dedicated to biological warfare research since the Second World War. There, researchers under CIA chemists mixed shellfish toxin with water and froze the mixture into a small pellet or dart. One small dart filled with enough toxin to, well, stop someone in their tracks, or stop their heart once and for all, was basically put together as the ultimate heart attack weapon. The whole point of these projectiles was that they would be shot from a modified Colt pistol, equipped with an electric firing mechanism, allowing it to be shot in an almost silent manner over the range of 100 meters. Deadly stuff. The theory behind this sounds incredibly complicated, but the reality is, it's not really. Basically, you shoot a guy, the frozen bullet lodges itself into you, and once the ice melts, the shellfish toxins will then go into the bloodstream of the person, killing them almost instantly. And because of the fact that it is a very small toxin, this was hard to detect, which basically killed the target within just a few minutes of being shot by this thing. What's even better, if you're trying to hide how you killed someone with this weapon, is that the evidence of being shot by this thing is nearly undetectable, leaving behind no real impact wound aside from a very small dot where the dart entered the body. Okay, so after all of this, you have the origin of how this thing came to be, how they developed it. So why did this come out in the public? How do we know this thing exists? Because you'd think that this gun, which was almost near undetectable, would be kept under wraps for as long as possible. One of the major sources that contributed to the speculation about a heart attack gun was a congressional testimony in 1975 by something called the Church Committee. This came to light when a New York Times article revealed a series of reports detailing illegal operations dubbed the Family Jewels. The Senate convened a select committee chaired by Idaho Senator Frank Church to investigate the depth of criminal intelligence actions in the year 1975. This committee was set up to investigate abuses by the CIA and other intelligence agencies. During the testimony, it was revealed that the CIA had been involved in various assassination plots and experiments with mind-controlling techniques, such as the infamous MK-Ultra program, as we've mentioned previously. These revelations led to a heightened public suspicion about the extent of the CIA's capabilities and its potential involvement in covert operations. And it was during this committee where rumours started to circulate about the fact that the CIA had developed a weapon that could kill someone within a few minutes, basically being dubbed the heart attack gun, which is something that you could make up, but do they actually have this for realsies? The rumours often detailed a weapon that could shoot a small poisonous dart at the target, causing them to have no external signs of foul play, and of course, if only they knew at the time that this was actually real. The idea of the heart attack gun is not out of the ordinary here, given that similar methods of killing spies has been explored in the past. But what really spurred these rumours into a full-blown suspicion was when Embry, the previous secretary we talked about, had commented on the fact that this weapon did exist, and the fact that this was fired from a modified pistol, or what they referred to as a non-discernible micro-binoculator, which had been tested on animals and prisoners with great effect. And if it wasn't for the fact that the CIA were being put under a literal interrogation light, this probably would have never come to light. But the fact that they now had people knocking at their door to actually find out whether these rumours were true, well, maybe you just come out with the full truth. Warts and all. The Church Committee soon discovered that the project, MK Naomi, which was shut down in the year 1970, had one doctor involved in the project and had secreted 5.9 grams of shellfish toxin. You might be wondering why this revelation was so important, and the reason was due to the fact that this was nearly a third of all the shellfish toxin ever produced at the time. Vials of the toxin were derived from cobra venom in a Washington DC laboratory. They even managed to piece together some of these insane assassination plots by digging further into the sanctioned assassination plans where they targeted certain individuals, such as Fidel Castro. You see, this is where it all comes full circle. You have so many threads, you've just got to pull them all together and find out how many times they tried to kill Castro. The answer is over 500 times. At a televised hearing, the committee chairman, Senator Frank Church, and Senator John Tower of Texas exhibited a dart gun that the Central Intelligence Agency had stockpiled, along with enough shellfish toxin to kill thousands of people. The nearly undetectable poison dart could cause a heart attack by means of assassination. That excerpt wasn't what I wrote, that was word for word what was on the US Capitol website a few years ago. The page isn't there anymore, but going on the Wayback Machine, you can find exactly what was said about this. So, yeah, it happened. So, what happened to the gun after this whole thing? You'd think that if this was brought to light, then people would want to study it further. And no doubt people did. So, if what they showed was indeed a heart attack gun, this being the image for context, the members of the congressional hearing were given a chance to handle and inspect the weapon firsthand. Conspiracy theories surrounding the CIA's capabilities often emerge from a combination of historical facts, fictional depictions in popular media, and a general distrust of government institutions. In this case, the lack of concrete evidence regarding the existence of a heart attack gun means that it remains firmly within the realm of conspiracy theories rather than real established facts. However, there are claims that such a weapon could exist, and the reality of actually making this is very feasible. Partially due to the Church's Committee's findings in 1976, President Gerald Ford signed an executive order forbidding any employee of the government to engage in or conspire to engage in political assassination. This is all quite scary stuff, and despite everything that I've told you today, the answer to whether there actually is a heart attack gun is still up for debate, because whilst something has been shown, we don't know for sure whether it actually had the capabilities to do what they claimed it did, or whether this thing even existed in the first place. Who knows? Maybe it was just a big attempt to get everyone to shut up about all the rumours, or maybe what they showed was actually real. But I guess for now, the door is shut on this one, and we just simply don't know for sure, and we can only theorise. If you guys enjoyed that video, here's another one just like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.